great honor and privilege it's been to serve as pastor. Myrtle Grove had a great name for itself throughout our conference. So as I said, I had heard about Myrtle Grove United Methodist Church for a long time.
They call it usually, it's called the House of Prayer. And this church really, really prays a lot for a lot of people, and a lot of prayers get answered through this church. And I just want to thank them for praying for all of us and stuff like that, because I know that they do what God intends them to do.
I think the peace that's in the church right now, and has been for a long time, is wonderful. People love each other, and they go out of the way to let people know that they love them and they care about them. And
I gotta say, some of the best people I know, personality-wise and spirituality-wise, go here. And I am eternally grateful for the friendships I've made here. And even the people I don't know in the congregation, just seeing how the music affects them, it touches me spiritually every Sunday.
And so you have this great missional push that's been in the church for many, many years. That they know the call of God upon their life to love their neighbor as theirself, and that's just been a blessing as the pastor to see how that has unfolded through the years as well. We have Elijah's Pantry, and Elijah's Pantry was started 35 years ago. So think about that, 35 years of ministry to the community.
In Elijah's Pantry? Well,
You helped start it.
yeah. At first it was just what people brought. They'd give it to people who needed it. And then we got start taking out money. But that's about the size of that.
When I came here, I didn't know what Frolic at the Grove was. It used to be Frolic on the Green, but Frolic at the Grove, I had no idea what it was. But little did I know, people early on had loved youth enough to create a fundraiser, 40 years ago. Now it's 43. We just had our 43rd, where it raises $4,000 for youth ministry.
People grew up in this youth group, and it changed the way that they saw this church. And all of that is thanks to the congregation and the support that we've gotten to be able to take these kids to camps. I pride myself in being able to take kids to things that they've never been able to do before.
One of the churches I was pastoring, Bill came. Through the years, I've been involved with him in Kairos ministry and going into the prisons, and what a blessing that's been. Grady and Maxine Lee, knew of them 20 years ago as I got involved in the Emmaus Walk. What a privilege it was when I found out that I was coming to Myrtle Grove to be the pastor, to have a couple of men that had been mentors in my life for many years to become their pastors. So I was very humbled by that.
The people impacted my life, and there's so many people here that became a vital part of my life.
Mabel Shera is a person that you can't describe.
And then David Warren was our first associate pastor, and David started a softball team. Well, Ken loved sports, so he asked Ken to play softball.
Vance Mason.
Rex Mixon.
Ashley Booth.
Lemon Sisters.
And our neighbors were Carol and Dave King.
Rural Signs and his son, R.D. Signs, were parked in my driveway with a trailer big enough to hold all my appliances. And they literally moved us.
So many, many friends. And when I say friends, it's almost family. I mean, all these years they've been there.
Children, and I want my children to have that same foundation I had. I want them to have that history where I could point and say, my mama stood right there, or my grandmother was here. I can remember meeting my husband. The first time I ever saw him, he was maybe 9. But the first time I ever saw him was he was walking down the left side of the sanctuary.
And Bruce Sheffield was the pastor, and we had to have a nice long chat with Pastor Sheffield on the importance of not climbing up in the construction zone on top of the sanctuary.
It's been a good church, and it's the people that's in it.
We're called to go into all the world, share the gospel, and make disciples. So all throughout the 75-year history, so you look back 75 years ago, just some faithful people decided that there needed to be a church in the Myrtle Grove area. And a vision and a passion was birthed during that time. And 75 years later, we've seen a rich history of the church ministering, taking care of needs to people in this community in the Myrtle Grove area. And I'm just blessed to be a part of that as a pastor.